Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pecan Tan. My name is Mina, and hello if you are new here. I know I always say welcome back, but to all the new people that recently subscribed to my channel, I want to say hi, welcome. I'm super excited to have you guys here and, on my journey. And today I want to talk about something that's so near dear to my heart. And I got a comment on my last video with somebody wanting me to describe this more. And I think it just was the universe telling me just to make a video on it. So today I want to talk about my jewelry brand, Golden Bliss for All, kind of where the inspiration came, the struggles of being a entrepreneur, owning a small business, but then also working a 9 to 5, because I do both. And also just like years of wanting to start something, don't really know where to start, all those kind of, things that kind of flood your mind as you start something that is new. And that, if it's really interesting because I feel like there's not a lot of people that look like me. There is, especially now today with this era of social media, but people who actually share their experience on how they got to where they are or just the beginning. I feel like social media is awesome when you're looking at someone's end goal, like, their brands are already created, they're already making, sales, but like kind of that nitty-gritty beginning journey stage of not making any sales, not really knowing how to edit your content or, take photos of your product. So yeah, that's what we're going to get into. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, let's kind of get into it. First thing that I want to talk about is, where did Golden Bliss for All even come from? I started my brand in 2021. This was when I was still in college, and it was the height of COVID. So I feel like during COVID, so many people were discovering that they didn't have to be in the office to be successful, to be productive, and that actually being from home made them more productive. And of course, during that time, a lot of people also got laid off. And I feel like a lot of people rediscovered themselves and rediscovered the passion and the talents that they already had, but kind of suppressed it by, going to work and coming home and taking care of the kids, going to the gym, going back to work. Like, there was truly no room for people to focus on themselves because they were so consumed with that day to day, which people still are today. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think COVID was the first eye-opening experience to a lot of people who had passions of wanting to do something that, this was their time to start. So when I started, I actually went remote. So for school, my school went remote, just like the rest of the world, and I was no longer going to class. And at the time, I had a position at Ross because I was assistant buyer at Ross for lighting and lamps, and I actually was blessed enough to have that position underneath my belt before I even graduated. So I was already guaranteed a job before I graduated. So I was just kind of like floating, finishing off my last year really strong. And I thought to myself, like, I want to do something for me. Like, what do I love? What am I passionate about? What am I excited about? Like, what can I talk about all day and not get bored? And I absolutely love jewelry, accessorizing, clothing, like fashion in general, hence why I went to the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. So I always loved fashion, and New York always inspired me, hence why I wanted to go there and be there so bad. And I thought, like, I love accessorizing. Like, and I love gold jewelry. I think gold jewelry is such a beautiful, bold statement. I know right now I'm wearing like a black top, and I think like, wearing a solid color and then you bust out in like gold jewelry, it just elevates. So that was kind of like the first thing that popped in my mind. And then I was like, I love jewelry that's long lasting. I hate costume jewelry. For a few evenings, of course, yes, fine. You get some costume jewelry from places like Zara, H&M, of course. Those pieces aren't bad. Nothing's wrong with them. But I like pieces that I can invest in. Something that's long lasting, something that has wearability to it. I don't want it to tarnish or turn my skin any color. I want to be able to wear it anywhere at any time and not be, worried about my jewelry, just something happening to my jewelry, right? So that was one thing that kind of came in my mind. Like, what do I love? I love value. You always want, well, for Golden Bliss, the mission really was to have quality over quantity. I'd rather have quality pieces over, a whole bunch of pieces. Now, disclaimer, some people are different, and that is completely okay. But I kind of already knew what I envisioned for the brand myself. And as far as coming up with the name, I was like, it took me 2 days, which may not seem long, but it was 2 days on the same exact topic. And then it just kind of came to me. I was just like, golden, love gold jewelry, gold. And then I was like, how does jewelry make you feel? Happy, sexy, confident? And I was like, Golden Bliss. And then of course that name was taken, the Google domain, was taken. And then I started to think about inclusivity, which has always been a big topic, but I feel like recently you want to be inclusive with your clothing, with anything, with your business, no matter if you're selling, software, inclusivity is so important. So I said, Golden Bliss for all. And boop, it was like a light bulb that kind of like just popped into my head. And it rolled off my tongue so easily. And I just knew in my heart that that's what I wanted to call my brand, was Golden Bliss for all. So so funny enough, one of my roommates in college was a jewelry design maker. Of course, I went into the business aspect of fashion, so I didn't truly learn how to sketch, and more so, the technical, inches, diameter, this diamond, a ruby, all these type of things. I was just straight Excel, buying, spreadsheets, completely different. And I thought to myself, like, all right, Maina, you want to work smarter, not harder. Do you really want to relearn a full skill on how to design jewelry from scratch, how to find a manufacturer to bring your sketches to life, then get samples, what type of metal are you looking for, the designs that you were looking for? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to wholesale. Now, wholesale is pretty damn awesome, okay? Eventually, my goal is to design and make my own jewelry. I would love to do that. That is like a long-term goal of mine for sure. But I knew if I wanted to do something now, that wholesale would be the best, place for me to start. And going back to, quality over quantity, I looked at a bunch of wholesalers, people from, I do not get my jewelry here at all. But when, if you guys aren't familiar with wholesaling, think of like DHgate, Alibaba, AliExpress, but we know those are international. Get it for so cheap, You know what I mean? And I want 14 karat to 18 karat gold, quality jewelry. So I started to source my jewelry in the United States. And I had a wholesaler here in Texas, a lady that's in Texas, and also I wholesaled from someone who was in Miami as well. You can also Google search, wholesale jewelry, and certain things like that, will come up. So I wholesaled and sustainably sourced my jewelry to make sure that, when I did put my name on something, I was given the best quality behind it. And I received, so when you wholesale something in the United States, kind of like you bring in a product that was produced in the United States and you now acquire that product, the cost of goods is high, it's more expensive. Hence why United States always outsource certain things if they can. Because when you source things here in the US, the cost of goods, to acquire that product is high. And then that also leads to you wanting to, make a profit. So you have to charge, a higher price for your product. And that kind of made me nervous. Like, are people going to see the value that I see in it? And then I started to look at my competition and, who else out there was doing the same thing that I wanted to do. I didn't truly want to, quote unquote, reinvent the wheel or anything. So I started my Instagram page, which then led me to see other jewelry businesses out there, Black owned jewelry businesses, and kind of get a visual of like how I would want my brand to look like. So that's another good thing. You don't want to always reinvent the wheel. Sometimes it's not necessary, and sometimes it can be super time consuming. My thought was, okay, who else can I like visually? I'm a visual person. You tell me anything, I need to visually see. So that's kind of what I did to have this full circle moment on like, what actually is a brand? What platform do I want to sell my brand to? What target audience am I looking for? What type of quality jewelry am I putting out? What type of pieces am I putting out? So obviously I was putting my own money out to acquire these jewelry pieces, and I wanted them to be everyday basic pieces, right? This was due to cost, of course, and starting out, you're kind of like tiptoeing a little bit, testing the waters. So I said, okay, what are some beautiful everyday pieces that I personally love to incorporate in my outfits to help elevate any outfit, no matter where I'm going? And I'm actually wearing them. The golden hoops is a must. And I've always loved bracelets. So, of course, the golden chain bracelet. It also comes in a necklace as well. Were literally like the first pieces that I introduced. And then eventually I started to introduce rings. It's hard to kind of see, but this is a yin and yang adjustable ring. And yeah, so and then I also wanted to have in each category, like, okay, maybe you're not a ring girl, but you love earrings and hoops, Maybe you don't really like gold hoops. Maybe you like bracelets. So I wanted to make sure that my customer had a variation to kind of choose from, like, like who is, like, what girl is she type of thing. And yeah, that's kind of just like my thought process on how I was able to build my brand and feel confident and feel good. Now, type of person where I'm the type of person where when I really feel passionate about something, I go full steam ahead, right? Like tunnel vision. This is the part of the video where I want to get into the balance of being a small business owner and having a 9 to 5. So, remember in the beginning about the job that I started as the assistant buyer at Ross? That job was very demanding. And when I mean demanding, I mean like it was my first big girl job out of college. So I didn't want to fail at it. I wanted to be my best, do my best, and show up as my best self. So I invested all of me into my job, which then unfortunately made me scale back from Golden Bliss. And this is the stage where I feel like everything kind of was still, and like if someone was literally like, pause, it hit the pause button because I had my attention elsewhere. So first of all, I commend anyone who has a small business and also is still working a 9 to 5, because it can be challenging. And depending on the 9 to 5 that you have, it could be not just challenging, but super draining, which then starts to leak into, your personal life, and the things that you love doing somewhat seems dull in a way. And I hope that I'm coming off where you can kind of understand what I'm saying. Work can stress you out enough that you somewhat start to lose vision of like what your passion is, like, wait a minute, like what's kind of going on here? And that's kind of what I felt at Ross. I was like, I love my brand. I love, this excitement and creativity. I think that's what it really was for me. It was a creative outlet. I love taking photos of my jewelry. I love building up my website. I love sourcing the jewelry. I love taking polls on Instagram to see, what people are actually interested in, so that when I do purchase something, I know that it's going to someone who will value it. Your opinion can only go so far, So even if you love something, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to sell. You want to kind of be transparent with your customer base and be like, hey, I'm thinking about, these, it's so hard to say, but these paperclip earrings, right? Like, are you guys into this? And when I was at Ross, those are all the valuable things that I was learning to apply to, my brand. And then work got so stressful that I couldn't do both anymore. And it honestly tore me to pieces. And fast forward me no longer being at Ross, moving out of, the New York City area and here in Florida, Stella got her groove back. I don't know if it's the sun. I don't know what it is, but I'm back to feeling just super excited about something that Mena built, and something where I can help empower women, empower different types of women, especially black women. I feel like we're here in, the makeup industry, and then, we're kind of there in the high fashion, industry. You got your people who do Pat McGrath and, these influential females in different industries and stuff. And of course I aspire to be like them one day. And I just want to represent my community. I want Black women to feel good. I want that, the money that you spend on my pieces make you feel like it's worthwhile. It's already hard enough. Inflation is crazy. I want people to feel like I invested in a quality piece that didn't break the bank. but I feel good in it. I feel confident in it. I can wear it in and out every day and know that, it's not going to tarnish on me. Like this is quality over quantity. So every piece that you see on my website, I don't own thousands of them, and every price point that you see is so that them being sustainably sourced here in the United States, being 14 karat to 18 karat gold filled jewelry, that I'm actually able to make a profit from them so that then I can go back and repurchase more inventory. And yeah, it's a full method to the madness. And I'm not speaking anything new. Anyone who, is a buyer or done wholesale, or sustainably sourced anything knows that it comes with a price. And yeah, I hope that, I inspired another young woman, to, you can do it. You can do it, right? No one said that it was going to be easy. No one said that they were going to hold your hand through, through the journey. If you are passionate about what you want out of life and what makes you happy, go for it. Now, I have a roof over my head. I have a car. I have a fiance. I have a wedding to pay for. So, of course, I would love to peace on out with my 9-to-5 and just focus on growing my brand. But for a lot of us, that's just not reality. So until my brand gets to a certain goal, financial goal, I'm going to keep my 9-to-5. And I think that's the truth. That's the truth. And once I get there, then I'll deuce out. But, you have to be responsible to a certain extent. There's been many times that I'm like, hey, if I'm able to just focus on this, I will be incredible in it. Because I'll be able to give my time, and it's something that I'm already passionate about. I'm like, I will rock this shit. But, real life, responsibilities. So that's kind of, golden bliss and where it came from, my love for accessorizing. I'm excited to show you guys some more shorts and how I build my outfits and create my outfits around my accessories, which is literally what I do all the time when I go out. It's my favorite thing to do. And whenever you guys purchase anything from me, I just want to let you know that not only is it appreciated, and I thank you for supporting little old me as I influence. I just want to make sure that you guys know that thank you. And I hope that you feel confident. I'm not going to say I hope. I'm just going to say, and I want you guys to feel confident wearing it. I want you to feel sexy wearing it. I want you to know that it comes from a place of womanhood, and I feel so blessed to be able to build a community on here, and that I influence, someone who may be wanting to start their own brand business, and just hearing my story or someone else's story, that you can do it. You can do it. There's nothing wrong with when you start. It's just the fact that you start, right? So don't always forget that we are all on our own journey in this life. And I am a big spiritual and religious person. So I'll leave you guys with kind of my absolute favorite Bible quote ever. If you don't know anything else, if you don't have any other guidance, always remember this quote is in Proverbs. It's Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not unto my own understanding. Submit to him in all his ways, and he shall direct your path. Now, it may not be that verbatim, but that's what it is. Always, always, always remember that you're not alone. And as long as you start, you can give him something to bless. But if you don't start, what is there to bless, right? I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you were able to find some benefits from this video. Let me know if you want me to go, have a breakdown on, my wholesalers, the costs, the price, or anything like that. I'll be more than happy. But I'm excited to throw some more content out there about my business. And I thank you guys for receiving that, because I'm excited to put it out. And yeah, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, feel free to comment. I'll be commenting right back. And yeah, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. I enjoyed making this, and I see you guys next time.